If you are looking to run TikTok ads for your business, I wanted to give you 10 tips that personally I wish I knew before I started running TikTok ads. If you're new here, my name is Corbin and I've spent millions of dollars inside of TikTok ads between my businesses and my clients' businesses over the past 4 years. I have learned so much during that time about things that work and things that don't work. And that's why I wanted to compile some of the top 10 tips and put them in this video of things that I wish I knew before I started running ads on TikTok. These are going to be tips to help save you money, time, and just make the overall ad creation process much easier. So let's jump right in. So tip number one that we're going to be talking about is TikTok Creator Center. Now, some people may know about this tool, but a lot of people don't realize everything that it can do. And especially if you're new to TikTok ads, this is the first place that I would direct you to understand if it's worth running TikTok ads for your business, how to see what the top ads are, how to see trending songs that you can use inside of your ads, and even write scripts for your TikTok ads. So it's just a great place to start, especially if you're wondering, will my business work on TikTok? So the first thing that I want to show you here is if you cover over these, it'll see there's lots of different tools in here. But if you come over here to this top ads dashboard, this is going to show you some of the top ads on the platform. And what's cool about this is if you're wondering if your industry is good for TikTok, this is a kind of good filter to figure out that, to answer that question. You can come over here to industry and you can see all the different industries that are running inside of TikTok. And chances are if there's an ad for one of these industries, that means that it's working for that company. It could be good. Another way to check to see if TikTok ads would be good for your business is just go onto the platform and search for keywords related to your niche and see if there are videos that are getting views related to that niche. And if there are, then chances are TikTok ads are probably a good platform for you to run ads on. Now with this top ads dashboard, you can also scroll through here and get ideas for creative, which is super helpful. And another thing that I wish I knew about is the commercial ad library. Now, one thing you may not know is that when you're running TikTok ads, you need to make sure that those are approved in the commercial library. You can't just take any music and put them onto your ads. So if you want to see what's in the commercial library or music that is approved for ads, what you want to do is come over here to trends and then songs and click on this little songs thing. And this is going to show you all the current trending songs that you can use inside of your TikToks. But you'll notice that there's this little thing here for approved for business. Now, not all of these are approved for business. This means that you can post an organic TikTok and have those songs in there. But if you want to run them as an ad, TikTok won't let you run them as an ad if they're not approved for commercial use. So what you want to do is click on this little button, and then that shows you over the last 7 days, the most popular songs that are being used that you can also use inside of your ads. You can see the analytics on these. You can scroll through and see all of the top ones inside of here. So that's a really helpful tool if you're wanting to find trending songs that you can actually use for your ads. Same thing with the hashtags. You can do the same thing with hashtags, creators, TikTok videos, or TikTok trends. You can discover all those things inside of the TikTok Creator Center. Now, there is so much that you can do in here, but there's one other thing that I wanted to cover as a beginner that I found to be very helpful. And that is that now TikTok Creative Center can actually write scripts for you. So if you wanted to go through and write a TikTok script, you can see Ask Me Anything. You can click on this, or you can come over here and have it write a script. You click on that. It's going to take you into this little script writer where you can explain what your product is, and it will actually go through and write an entire script for you. So you can see here, I just gave it a prompt, write a script of a vacuum storage bag that sells these points, saving space, airtight storage. You see it goes through and writes a hook, the scene one, and then it even gives you some ideas on the scenes on these. And then you can ask it to give you video examples and all sorts of other things from here. So it's kind of like your little personal assistant when it comes to creating TikTok ads. And this actually brings us to tip number 2, which is what are your options for creating TikTok ads? This is something that I wish somebody would have explained to me much sooner, but basically when it comes to creating TikTok ads, there are 3 different options that you have. The first option is to do it yourself, to actually go through and film the video. You can take one of those scripts that you got from TikTok and place that and go make a video. The second option is to hire a creator to make a video for you. So you can approach a creator and tell them about your product or service and have them create the video for you. Or now the third option is you can use AI to go through and create those. So I made this little diagram just going through the pros and cons of each of those, and then also tools that I personally use to accomplish using each one of these 3 options. I'll leave a link to this down below if you wanted to check it out, but I wanted to be sure that you are aware of the 3 different ways that you can actually get creative created. I have full tutorials on all these different options. I'll leave those down below in the description. Tip number 3 is to make sure that you are taking advantage of TikTok limited time offers when you are creating your TikTok ads account. Chances are if you are creating a brand new TikTok ads account, TikTok has some sort of promotion out there that allows you to capture free credits. For example, right now, there is this promotion going on where you can get up to $2,400 in ad credits when you sign up for a TikTok ads account and spend these amounts. So before you go through and sign up for a TikTok ads account, be sure that you're looking for these ad credits. I'll leave a link down below in the descriptions. I'll leave that updated with the latest offers that they currently have going on. Right now, this is the offer that's going on. I can't guarantee that this is going to go on forever, but this is a really good one to take advantage of. So you might as well get some free credits when you're signing up for your TikTok ads account. Tip number 4 is to make sure that you place the TikTok pixel on your website as soon as possible. Whether you plan on running TikTok ads tomorrow or in a year from now, placing the pixel is very important. The reason for that is as soon as you place that pixel on your website, it starts collecting data. And when you start running ads, if you placed it, say a year ago, you're going to have more data for TikTok to go through and find your users and target them versus if you just place the pixel on your website today. Now, if you aren't familiar, the TikTok pixel is just a little piece of code that you can go through and put on your website. If you use Shopify, there's like a direct integration. I'll leave a link down below on how to set up the pixel in case you're curious, but just know you want to install that on your site as soon as possible. Even if you don't know if you're going to start running TikTok ads, it's good to put it on there so it starts collecting data just in case in the future you start running TikTok ads. You do have to have a TikTok account in order to create the pixel. So as far as steps go on like launching your first campaign, the first step is to create your TikTok ads account. Once you create that, it then gives you access to the pixel so you can install that to your website. Then step 3 is to start preparing the creative, which we talked about. You can use TikTok Creative Center to go through and find that. And then you can use one of the 3 options that we talked about. And then the next steps are to actually go through and build your campaign, your ad group, and then your ad creative. So that's just like the whole flow in case you're wondering, just taking a step back, which does bring us to the next step and where I want to talk about step 4 here. And that is your basic account setup. When you set up a brand new account, what's kind of a simple blueprint that you can use to create your account? And this is what I would recommend. When you first start TikTok ads, it can be kind of confusing understanding what the campaign settings are, what the ad groups are, and what the ads are. But let me boil it down in very simple terms. I would create one campaign. In that campaign, I would have 2 audiences. An audience that is interest-based targeting. So say that you are selling watches, you could put in interest-based targeting based on watches, people who are interacting with watches, hashtag watches, different things like that. And then a second audience using broad targeting, letting TikTok go through and find those people because TikTok has good data on people basically. Let's be real here. They're really good at finding those people. So I would just set up one campaign, 2 audiences, and then in those audiences, I would recommend having 1 to 3 ads inside of there that you can go through and test. You can keep it as simple as that. I know that I'm mentioning links down below in the description a lot, but I do want this to be just like a things that you should know. And then I have more full in-depth tutorials on these topics down below in the description. So there's a full tutorial on how to set up an ad campaign just like this if you wanted to check that out down below. Tip number 6 is I want to talk about budgets or how much you should be expecting to pay inside of TikTok or how much it costs. Because this is often a question that a lot of people have. How much do TikTok ads cost? Well, the answer to that is kind of complex, but you can expect to pay around $3 to $10 per 1,000 impressions inside of the platform, CPM basically. So it's relatively cheap compared to some of the other social platforms. And then as far as the minimum amount that you can spend inside of TikTok, you need to budget at least a minimum of $20 a day. That is the least amount that you can spend inside of TikTok. And then you of course can scale that up to hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars a day if you wanted to, but you need to spend at least $20 a day. TikTok won't let you run the ads with anything less than that. Tip number 7 is to not underestimate the power of a hook. If you aren't familiar with TikTok ads, the hook is basically the first 3 seconds of the video. I have seen ad campaigns make or break based on the hook that is inside of the ad. Ultimately is the most important part of your video. So when you are creating a new campaign, ask yourself, what is a hook that is going to get people to stop scrolling? And then I can go through and actually sell my message, sell my product, sell my service. Now, in order to give you a head start on this, I did create this little cheat sheet here that you can go through and check these different boxes when you are setting up an account. And then inside of here, there is also 100 e-commerce hooks that you can try testing, like give you a head start. And then there are also 100 lead gen hooks inside of here and why they work. So you can get that down below in the description if you wanted to get a head start on the hooks. But be sure to check out all sorts of different options. Look inside of TikTok, see what's trending as well. But this is a good baseline for you to start in case you have no idea what kind of hooks to use for your product or service. This next tip is one to give you the tools that you need to find answers to different questions that you have or how to solve a roadblock in case you need something from TikTok. And it's how to reach out to customer support or answers to common questions. And in order to do that, when you do sign up for your TikTok ads account, I want you to be aware of this little question mark up here. Inside of this question mark, you can see there's customer support. If you click on that, it will open up a chat so that you can chat with customer support. You can file an appeal if one of your ads get disapproved, or if you have any questions, you can reach out to customer support. I found that TikTok support is actually really good and very good at getting back to you really quickly. You can either start a chat or send them an email. And then the second thing here is this help center. And this help center is awesome for answering common questions such as getting started, ad creation, ad objectives. If you have like a question about the ad platform, this is a good place to come and look and find out more information about those. So a really underutilized resource in my opinion, especially if you're just getting started with TikTok ads. Tip number 9 is one that I learned honestly much too late, but it has been an absolute game changer and it's something that I don't want you to ignore. And that is the comments on your TikTok ads. As you start running ads, you're going to notice you're going to getting people either leaving positive comments or negative comments. And that makes a big difference in your conversion rate. When people are looking at those ads and they're looking at the comments, if there's negative comments, chances are people aren't going to buy your service. So don't ignore the comments. But for a lot of people, it's almost a little bit too much to think about managing all those comments, where to find them, how to see them. But here's a quick tip for you on how to manage comments. So if you come into your ads account, you can see a lot of this is blurred out right now because we have comments here. But if you click on the tools, you can come over here to this little section called comments. And inside of here, you can see all of your TikTok comments. You can go through and you can block specific keywords. Say that somebody's really like hammering on a specific keyword, you can go through and block that. So once somebody comments that keyword, it blocks it out. You can block specific users, or you can set up automatic replies as well. Or you can just go through and look at all of these different comments inside of here which is really nice. And then to take it a step further, what you can do is in this analytics, you can hover over the analytics over here and then come down to comment insights. And I think this is really, really helpful because this will basically just give you data on whether you are getting more negative comments or more positive comments on your ads. You can see here, this example, this is exactly what I'm talking about. We've had 23 total comments, 8 of those being negative and 1 of them being a positive comment. So we have a negative 29 sentiment score. You can see the total comments coming through. But what's nice about this is sometimes TikTok does get it wrong. So you can scroll down here and once again, I apologize. Most of this is blurred out, but you can see it will show you the sentiment here. And if you are looking at it and you're thinking, oh wait, that's actually not a negative comment, you can go through and you can change it to a positive comment or a neutral comment inside of here. So you can kind of go through and customize it, but TikTok will automatically give each comment a neutral, positive, or negative score, making it really easy for you to understand what people are saying about your ads. Which leads us to the next tip. And this is another tool that I don't think a lot of people know about, but I wish I knew about sooner, is if you come over here to analytics and then video insights, this is really cool. This will give you the performance of each individual ad. If you scroll over here, let me get this loaded up real quick. You can see this will give you the performance of each individual ad based on the benchmarks of your account. So you can see this specific ad, it's in the top 25% of spend, the top 75% of CPC, and then also the bottom of the CPM. So you can see it just gives you a full understanding of each video and how it's performing against your entire account. This is a really helpful view for me to analyze which videos are performing best. I apologize, like I said, a lot of these are blurred out here, but you can see the data at least to get an idea of what this looks like. Very helpful, especially as you start running 10s, 20s, hundreds of different ads to understand which ones are actually performing the best. And I do have one little bonus tip for you. And if you come over here to the analytics and then look at the tools, brand safety hub. This is one that a lot of people overlook as well. If you are worried about your ad showing up to content that may not be suitable for your audience, this is a great place for you to set this at the account level. You can see you can do the standard inventory, which is the default, or you can do limited inventory. So you can opt out of basically your ad showing next to any content related to any of these different things. You can also exclude specific categories. This is really helpful. Say that you are a beauty brand. You can exclude specific things from categories or vertical sensitive comments. So say you are a beauty brand and you didn't want your TikTok ads showing next to content that talks about beauty, but it's more of a negative connotation about beauty or talking something bad about it. You can go through and exclude those specific things. You see there's all these different categories for different industries inside of there. So that's another bonus tip to make sure that your ads aren't showing up through anything that you don't want them to show up next to. And there you have it, your 10 tips plus a bonus. If you wanted to learn more about TikTok ads or learn how to run TikTok ads, I actually have a full 100% free course right here. There's no upsells or anything in there. It's just a course here, hopefully that you find valuable. So be sure to check that out if you wanted to start running TikTok ads, and we'll see you in the next video.